full screen. I need to do this. Go away. Okay, so I am officially, where's it? Hello. No. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm officially gonna start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. Today we have Addison Kliewer, who is our VP of the North Texas Lone Star chapter, super cool guy. He's going to give a talk about using video games to advance your career. So let me tell you a little bit about Addison real quick. He's a technical writer at Field Routes, a cloud-based and mobile SaaS provider that automates all aspects of field service operations for enterprise and small business customers. He has a master's in professional and technical communication from UNT. Go Eagles. Half an Eagle. And he currently serves as the vice president for the North Texas Lone Star chapter of STC. He's also a iFixit technical writing project alumni member, say that 5 times, and works on creating repair guides for computer and gaming equipment. When he's not working on technical communication, he enjoys traveling, tennis, cycling, and taekwondo. So it's good to have him around. Thank you, Addison, for doing this today. Go ahead and take it away.
Thank you, Faith. So today we're going to be talking about how you can gamify your career and apply video game techniques to enhance your career path. Oh, we're going to have to enable shares. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. So we're going to, my talk today is about how you can gamify your career. I don't know why. Oh, well, since the different items on the screen are taking a little bit of time to load, we'll just do it in the regular format. So we're going to cover how you can the challenges that you might be facing that gamification can help in your career path. We're going to cover how you can record your saga, how and why you should track your accomplishments. We're going to look at how you can identify skill gaps and help you find those specific skills and techniques that you've always wanted to spend time learning, but you just haven't had the time to sit down and track those. We're also going to look at your tool set, find out how you can use your daily tools better and what tools that are out there that you want to improve upon or start using. We're also going to look at how you can level up your squad, how you can build up your alliances, identify those key stakeholders that will help you in your career, and then we'll review at the end. So a little overview. If you're a student, you might be facing these issues. You might feel like preparing your portfolio or working on your tech-com homework might feel more like a grind, and it doesn't feel as rewarding. So you might be feeling some burnout. You also might be so busy just keeping up with your homework each semester that you hardly had time to think about your career. As a professional, you might have already started on your career, but you may feel that you're missing milestones. Some of your daily work might be feeling like you're completing the same level over and over again. And you might like what you're doing, but you might feel that your daily tasks aren't aligned with your career and your future goals. So here's a little bit about what gamification is. It's the use of game design techniques and mechanics in a non-game setting to solve your problems and engage your users. And we're going to apply that to your career in this talk. So we'll talk a little bit about what makes video games and games really compelling and why do people love playing video games. So games are designed with extrinsic motivation. So every time you achieve a milestone, complete a level, or get a reward, your brain releases dopamine, which makes you happy. That helps you do repetitive tasks like farming the same onions over and over again by dangling a reward in that task path. You also have the ability to scale those tasks in the video games and quest lines to your current level. So some things may seem really difficult, you can scale them down to easy. You can apply those strengths in game design to your career development. So some more ways that games can help your career, or gamifying your career can help you. You can envision your goals and success, really thinking about what goals you want to accomplish and what success means to you, and use that to excite you and exhilarate you and really get you motivated. You can also develop your skills and tools, and getting to that more advanced level of those tools that you already have and skills that you already have, and bringing them from a fundamental level to a more advanced level. And then also thinking about, do you want to get to that position one day, or is this day one of your career path? So we can look at how you can reveal new parts of your life, and then also see yourself in your timeline and sort of that third person perspective, as if you were controlling the video game character. So we're going to be covering 5 different video game mechanics that you can implement for your career. So the first one is the career role map. So if you think about who do you want to be in your career, if that's too far away, you can think about the areas that you want to improve upon, or the roles that you want to take on in the next 6 months. Do you want a better job or task? Do you want better benefits or better pay in your current role? Do you want a better role at your company, or do you want to simply just get better at what you're currently doing? You also may feel good in your current role and you want to work well with other teams, other departments, other students, other student organizations. And so I chose 4 different roles that I'd like to improve upon in the next 6 months. And I sort of mapped them out. And then you can use a Jira-like system to apply experience points. So if you're doing it over the next 6 months, you can use this equation here to sort of break down all of the experience points that you'll be using over the next 6 months, and then divide those by each role that you want to improve upon. And so the next couple of techniques will sort of apply more of how you can allocate those skill points. The next feature is the journal and quest log. One way that good video game journals are effective is because they have their short descriptions that have a clear set of objectives for each task that you do. So if you're thinking about the major things in your classes or at your current role, each of those projects, you can think about how those align to each specialization and role that you chose in your career role map, and start applying those, start building quest lines to match what you're currently doing. So a couple key things to help is thinking about of those descriptions of the things that you're doing. Is it modular? Is it limited? Does the task match your current skill level? If it doesn't, you might need to break it down into smaller sections and smaller pieces, so you can tackle those more individually. And if it's the tasks you're doing are too easy, you can start by adding different measurements, like adding a time limit to each skill, so that way you can challenge yourself. Should also think about like establish the stakes of what happens if you don't complete those projects, to remind yourself and stay motivated. And then another important thing is having a good reward. In video games, you get rewarded with a tool or information that will help you improve the efficiency of all the tasks that you're doing. So thinking about rewarding yourself with a book or a tool that will help you do your daily tasks more efficiently. Another area is like a skills and abilities tree. A lot of RPG games have this. So thinking about going a little bit more deeply into those roles and thinking about what skills do you want to know how to do. If in the future, what different techniques do you want to be able to accomplish and show off? And then how many hours would it take to learn those specific skills? So you can use that to sort of map how you're using your time against those specific skills. Next, we'll go into the resources and tools screen. So one of the fun parts of open world RPGs, or if you played Minecraft, is going out and gathering valuable supplies and resources and tools that will make you faster and more efficient at acquiring at your tasks. So you can use applying tools that make those tougher, harder chores like much more easy to do in your current career. So you can look at what are your current roles? What do you use every day? Can you combine those tools? Could you upgrade them to make them better? And then also, how could you get more proficient and efficient with those daily tools? Like for example, I use TechSmith and Camtasia, and I was asked, is there a way that you could use those skills or those daily tools that you use in an even more efficient manner? So I went and I got a certification in Snagit, and even though I use that tool every single day, I learned so much more, and I was able to do a lot of things more quickly. I knew how to apply templates, things like that. There's also books, tutorials. LinkedIn Learning has a lot of good information about how you can use your daily tools more efficiently. And if you're using a more specialized tool, there's often authors that have written information on how you can use those tools more efficiently. The last one is party and squad mechanics. So in RPG games, you'll be usually working with a group of characters that help you accomplish bigger story arcs, and they work with you to accomplish specific tasks, and they also can vouch for you when you go into unknown territory. So your coworkers and fellow classmates can sort of serve as that party and squad mechanics. So you can think about how you can map out how to win approval points for references. If you're working on an urgent or time-sensitive request, are you responding to those requests quickly? Is there a project that you guys could work together on? There's also ways to thinking about how you could collaborate with that person if they're working in sort of a different role, like a product manager, marketing, support. There's plenty of ways to find ways to work more efficiently and effectively together on certain tasks. And we'll go over the summary and then I'll review the questions at the end. So we talked about how you can gamify your career, how you can apply game design techniques to help you in your career. You can also, doing that, you can identify your role growth areas, how you want your role to change and grow in the next 6 months or whatever time limit you set. You can also, the importance of logging and tracking your quests or the projects that you're working on or the homework that you're working on, and how it's important to have a clear and concise set of objectives with rewards for each of those projects, even if you have to like set those reward or give those rewards to yourself. We also talked about the importance of identifying your skills and abilities, knowing which skills you want to improve upon and which tools you want to get better at so you can work smarter, not harder. And then finally, how to maintain your alliances, making sure that you're connecting with important stakeholders in your career path. And so I also have a set of templates that I will link in the chat to sort of get an idea of what a role specialization chart looks like. That a weekly task journal, how to make your own skill tree diagram, and a tool diagram, and finally a team chart, so you can start thinking about your different interactions with important stakeholders in your career. And so thank you, and we'll have time for questions, and make sure to follow us at the Lone Star chapter here at this link below, and also on Instagram and LinkedIn if you want to get more involved in events like these. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome, Addison. I love this whole thing. And thanks so much for providing those templates. I can't wait to do mine.
Thanks.
You're welcome. So now I'm going to give all my coworkers names because they're in my RPG game, right?
Yes. Exactly.
That's so cool. Well, this has been really great. And does anyone have any questions?
I think I had that one question. What is RPG? And it stands for role-playing games.
Yes.
Got it. And I think that sort of maps really well to this whole concept of organizing your career, depending on the role that you want to grow into.
Yeah. It takes the sort of like drudgery out of it. And then it also helps just to have it organized. When I think about my career, I'm like, I don't know, I've been doing this for, blah, blah, blah. So it's kind of nice to have it be organized in a fun way. So this is really, really great, innovative thing that you have come up with.
Yeah, very out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Very neat.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've always wondered how gamification lends to my career, because I play video games, but I'm not big into it. So this sort of breaks it down to my level of how do it's the techniques that we are talking about. And of course, the rewarding part, I think that is so important. I try to apply, I just didn't know that I was already doing it. So some of the strategies, like, keeping it small, having that rewarding. And I have a very basic skill map that I've sketched out, but not, and I think we've talked about how do you use sketching, and I always think of fancy stuff. So this really, again, simplifies the process for me, Addison. So thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. I found a lot of great resources out there, and I kind of came across this idea because I was playing video games. I was like, wow, this is really fun. I like really stick to this, but when it like comes to focusing on my career, sometimes that goes a little bit on the wayside. So I thought there's a lot of cool mechanics in RPGs and other kinds of video games. I'm sure there's a way to apply that to your career. So that's what sort of got me started on this whole idea.
Yeah. When we are done with this formal presentation and done with the recording, I had a few suggestions.
Okay, sounds good.
And not critiquing your stuff, more like, where can we take this?
Yeah, I definitely think that is a good idea because I mean, I can see you presenting this at the summit. I can see you writing a book about this. I mean, seriously, and just like Zora, for me, I've tried playing an RPG game and I died instantly. And I'm more like the, you know, Scrabble type person or whatever, but this makes it fun for me to like imagine and figure out all and fill in all these different blanks, and then you're actually doing something constructive for yourself, and it's really an innovative thing. So I agree with Zora. So okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and end the recording then, and then I will put this on our YouTube channel, and I can email I will email the registrants, and if you want to send me the resources, I can include that in the email as well.
Okay.
Will that work?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, awesome. I'm going to go ahead and end. Thank you, Addison. Oh, wait, I'm ending the meeting. That's not what I want to do. I want to end the recording. Hold on. Scratch that. Okay, now, why is it not doing it? Oh my gosh. Speaking of video games. Okay.